I'm Kim, and I'm retired. I am a pensioner. I decided the beginning of this year that I wanted to have a change of direction. Lifelong civil servant, quite a pressured job, travelling all the time, long hours. I decided that it was an opportunity to change direction, which is why I took early retirement, and saw it as an opportunity to pick up with the Wise Hippo birthing, which I witnessed about 2 years ago when my daughter gave birth to my lovely granddaughter Phoebe. It was Rachel's first birth, and Rachel's my daughter, was quite traumatic. She laboured for a long time in the early stages, and by the time she gave birth to Annabelle, she had gas and air, pethidine, epidural, and it was a very traumatic birth, which left Rachel feeling quite disillusioned and felt let down. She felt she'd let herself down as well. So when she fell pregnant with Phoebe, she decided that she wanted a different experience, and so she she looked around for hypnobirthing and found Wise Hippo. I wasn't aware of this at the time, but Rachel then asked me to be her second birth partner. So on the day when Phoebe arrived, I was contacted. Come mum, I'm in labour, early stages, won't be going in yet for a while. Completely different experience to the first one. When I got there, she was relaxed, and this is at home. She stayed at home a lot longer. And then when we did get into the hospital, she presented the midwife with this wonderful birth plan, which I hadn't seen before. The midwife sat there and read it from the first to right to the end, and did her utmost to follow that birth plan all the way through. Rachel said that she wanted a water birth if she could. She didn't want intervention, if at all possible. And it was just, she was empowered. And what a difference to her first experience. And all of this was down to the Wise Hippo program that she'd followed. Phoebe arrived in water, and it was, for me as a mum, it was a miracle. She delivered her herself. She actually brought her up from between her legs, and I was in front of Rachel at the time, so I was probably the first person to meet Phoebe next to her mum. And it was just the most beautiful experience. I can feel myself crying now just thinking about it. Welling up. I think it was at that moment I realised that a lot of women were missing out, that the education that Rachel had received, that she'd learned, all these techniques that she'd learned, why wouldn't every woman want that? And why shouldn't every woman have that information to enable them, to empower them? And it wasn't that she didn't have a birth without, she used gas and air. She did use gas and air, but it was fantastic. She was in control the whole time, in control. And I don't think we give enough information to our mums to be. I think it's only since I've been thinking, I want to change the direction of my life. I want to do something that's positive, that I want to do something that will give something back. And having had 3 children, 5 grandchildren with another one on the way, I know that every birth is different. and that whatever birth a person has on the day is right for them. But mums need to understand that. Honestly, the business side is the second. The first bit for me is the passion about delivering that education, and yeah, if it's a business as part of that, great, you know, that's Brucey bonus. That's how I feel about it. If I can reduce the fear that I had when I had my first child, and that Rachel had when she had her first child, if I can reduce that in just one woman, that, yeah, will make it for me. Yeah, I just think it's really, really great that people like me that are retired can do these wonderful things and re-educate ourselves really to teach, and yeah, it's a new direction for me, and I think more women my age should do it.